Hey, this is Rob with Crypto Research, and today I'm going to go over the cryptocurrency ZenCash. We'll talk about what it is, the features, some competition. I'll provide a use case, talk a little bit about the team, the community. We'll look at a few charts, strengths, weaknesses, and I'll have some links at the end to help you further research this crypto. So, what is ZenCash? It's open source. It's very much a community project. It's mineable proof of work, privacy coin. Zen was forked from Z Classic. Z Classic was forked from ZCash. Generally, what happened, Zcash, which is a great team, has great technology, there's a 20% founders fee that was created when they started Zcash, and kind of like that core team takes care of that. So Z Classic forked because they wanted to make a community project. Then Zen forked from Z Classic because they wanted to change the governance and go in a little bit different direction. So the nice thing about Zen's community project, it's really well organized in terms of how they govern it. So 3.5%, which is a fairly small amount, goes to the core team. 3.5% goes to the secure node operators. 5% goes to the DAO, which means decentralized autonomous organization. Essentially, it's the community. The community, you can do a project, you can add a feature, you could help with marketing, you could redesign a logo. If they accept it, if the community accepts it, you can actually get paid for doing the work. So it kind of helps. You want to do something, you can actually get a reward for it. You want to develop a feature, you get a reward for it. You want to run a secure node, you get paid to do it. So that's kind of promotes people to actually, help the community. So what's left, the 88%, of course, goes to the miners. So what ZenCash does is it uses the ZK Snarks technology that Zcash created. This technology is used to shield the transaction. This is what provides the privacy. Zero knowledge proofs are a bit complex of a topic. I don't want to go over too much here, but generally there's a mathematical computation is run where the end user, the receiver, would know the output without knowing the inputs, but just by knowing what the output is, could figure out that it validates the transaction without knowing, thus zero knowledge, knowing who sent it. So again, I'll have a link at the end to if you want to read more about how zero knowledge proofs work. ZenCash also adds secure nodes, as I said. Every network is going to have some nodes, but with ZenCash, the nodes you're going to use SSL to encrypt the data that gets transitioned in between there. And what that helps is for man-in-the-middle attacks. So someone can't come in and try to get that information and intercept it and do something with it. It's encrypted. They use a Zen chat system, will be in the wallet so that you can send text along with the transaction, and a publishing system where you can actually publish files, either use GNUnet or the interplanetary file system. So those two features you can send more than just a payment, and that's nice. And that sets them apart from other privacy coins. Domain fronting is used along with the SSL. That kind of helps make it a lot harder to tell who's running a secure node. And then the DAO, the way they run that, I think that's a huge feature in my opinion. You have a community project, you could keep it. There's a voting system. You could keep it decentralized. The community basically says, hey, if you're a stakeholder, you say, hey, let's do this. Let's not. Everybody has a say. So pretty cool. Competition, of course, Monero's the big dog in privacy markets. Zcash and Z Classic, Dash, Pivx, Verge. I'll do something a little bit different. Again, Monero's probably the big one. ZenCash. What I like about them is just that they use the secure nodes. They use they have a publishing system. It just sets them apart. So they're privacy coin, but yet they have a few different features. And ZenCash is not full-time privacy. You can send non-private transactions. That has positives and negatives. The negatives are that if you really want something private, somebody sends it, sends it without marking it private, then you might, if you're the receiver, you might not be happy about that if you wanted it. So a lot of people don't like it for that reason. On the other hand, with Monero, since it's full-time privacy, sometimes it takes a little bit of heat for being, anti-money laundering. Some people don't like that aspect of it. They worry about the government interference, which I'm sure every privacy coin is going to have some risk to that. I'll talk about that later. But I think it's nice to have a few different coins. I don't know which one's going to work out, whether one of them is just going to be the main coin, but I believe that there's going to be several privacy coins, and it's really depend on how much they get adopted or exactly who's using it. So, use case. This will be a good example of why someone might use ZenCash over another coin. Imagine you were an engineering firm building a patented machine, or maybe you're working on some sort of machinery or equipment for, the government, and you need help with it. You need to send a payment to a German engineering firm across from the U.S. to Germany. You need to have them work on it. You need to have it done tomorrow. You need it fast. So you send a payment so that you can get the work secured. You also want to send instructions in the text so that this engineering firm knows what to do. Maybe you got to send a CAD file using the IPFS so that they can work on it. And this type of a system would allow you to do all of that without having to mail something or send documents in an insecure manner or email them. You can kind of do it all in one shot. Keep everything so that nobody really knows what's been sent, what's going to be sent. None of that information is subject to a public awareness. So, this is just one example. I don't know that it would ever be used this way, but just trying to think of a way that a business or a person might want to send a private transaction, but also take advantage of secure nodes, take advantage of the chat, the text messaging, and the file system. The team, 25 team members, pretty decent sized team. Rolf Versluis is the guy. You'll see him on the YouTube videos if you watch. He talks a lot about the technicals, the secure nodes, the system. Rob Viglione, he's got a background in with Z Classic, BitShares, and BlockPay. He's another one of these two guys are really out front a lot in terms of going to conferences, talking to the community, doing videos, things of that nature. Steve Narioff and Charles Hoskinson are pretty well known in the crypto space. They were both involved in Ethereum. Charles is now he's with Cardano, ADA. It's another cryptocurrency, you might see him there. The community. I think the community is A+. One of the things that really attracted me as I was researching it and I stumbled across it was how much information I got from the community, how people were helpful. The YouTube videos really describe everything in great detail. I think it's probably I recommend going through and just subscribe to their channel, go through some of the older videos. This will give you the best information. It gives you a feel for some of the people there. You'll notice that they've got an international presence. They're looking at trying to tackle big problems: the technical side, the marketing side, the brand side, the international. They're trying to develop a following, evangelizing the product. It's very well done, and getting the community involved and coming up with ideas for new features. So again, you can find good information on Twitter, Facebook, the Reddit. They have their Discord's pretty active. Their forum is a good place to look. There's a lot of good information on their forum. Technical analysis. So again, I mean, it's been consolidating and working its way up. It's kind of, I'll show you here in a minute. I think it's in a position to break out. Here's against the U.S. dollars. You can see it launched. It went kind of sideways for a few months. Then there was some news about it being recommended in a newsletter. It held those gains and basically it's just worked its way up the last few months. And then against Bitcoin, of course, it had the big move up, but and then it was moving into kind of this triangle. It dropped down. That occurred when Bitcoin basically went from 8,000 to 20,000 very quickly. And now, ever since Bitcoin's been holding these gains or at close just under 20,000, ZenCash is just kind of hanging in there. It's continuing to rise in U.S. dollar value, but it's not, falling as Bitcoin's been rising. So, in pretty good position. It's a small, mid cap. I'd call it mid cap cryptocurrency. So it's got some room to run. Strengths. So there's big demand for privacy coins. It's one of the things about blockchain and coins, or just blockchain technology, is that you want, the big, huge benefit of using a blockchain as opposed to just having a centralized database is that the blockchain allows you to decentralize everything, have, set up governance, and be able to use this cryptocurrency so that it's censorship resistant. So, and privacy is a big part of that. So privacy's got to go up there along with censorship resistance as two of the main benefits of owning a cryptocurrency. And everybody, wants more privacy. So there's always going to be a demand for that. It's got great technology. It's basically using the ZK Snarks tech that's tried and true. There's a lot of technical review of ZK Snarks, so you can look that up if you want more information on it, but it's pretty well-respected technology. They're adding unique features that make them completely different than any other privacy coin. That's what I like. The community and the different features are one of the reasons why I like it and think it's in a good position. And again, the governance system makes it's perfect if you're going to have something that's very community oriented to have a system where you can actually get rewarded for helping the product. I mean, it develops camaraderie and everybody feels like they're in it and they're contributing. And again, like I keep talking about the community, that these people are really cool. I really enjoy what they have to say. I really like what they're doing. They're very positive. They don't sit there and criticize other coins. They're out there and they're meeting people. They're just, I like that, as opposed to other developers or other coins are like, me, everybody else is bad. You gotta like us. These guys are completely different. They feel like anybody in crypto is like a brother. So, again, I think that community strength is going to help them succeed. The last thing, if you watch, you'll see their videos and make those bi-weekly videos. These guys are constantly making progress. I like that. They set goals, they meet them. Weaknesses. Privacy coins are great, but, governments automatically assume that just drug dealers use them. So they might get banned in countries. There might be rules and regulations against them. It doesn't matter whether they go after Monero or any of the other ones. If you own it and all of a sudden there's a new law that gets implemented, it's probably going to go down in value. Maybe it's only short term. It's kind of like with the Chinese banned ICOs. It went down in price, but it recovered very quickly. So, I wouldn't panic if that happened, but I would kind of expect, hey, this could happen. Monero has the market lead right now. I think for a full-time privacy coin, they're going to be the coin to beat. Normally, it makes me a little wary about other privacy coins, but since ZenCash has the features that differentiate them, I think they're going to be okay. Again, we talked a little bit about optional privacy. If it's full-time privacy, then a lot of people think that that's good, because optional privacy means that someone might accidentally send a non-private transaction. I think the full-time privacies tend to get a little bit more criticism from the anti-money laundering. Maybe there's this idea that maybe, like Monero, this full-time privacy is used in the darknet too much, and that's going to make them a target. So having optional privacy might make you less of a target. I don't know. That's an argument. I'm not sure I agree with that, but it's worth. You may want to spend some time trying to figure out whether that is going to have an impact for whether or not you buy a privacy coin. The other possibility is that at some point in time, Bitcoin or other coins could adopt ZK snarks. Look, all this stuff is open software. So what happens if one of the bigger market leading coins figures out how to do privacy? There's already like Tumblebits and Mimblewimble. There's all kinds of different technologies out there that you can maybe use wallets to do private transactions. If those work pretty well, is there going to be a need for private transactions again? With ZenCash, I like that they have other features that differentiate them. There was an issue with a developer that quit. It caused some controversy. You can research that a little bit. That's pretty well in the past now, but it's worth mentioning because sometimes people say, oh, they started ZenCash, then the developer quit, so they're not organized. Well, it was just kind of an unfortunate thing that happened right around the launch, but it seems like they've been making an incredible amount of progress. So, and they've definitely got a bunch of people on the team that could develop a crypto. So I don't find that to be a big deal, but it is worth mentioning because it may be a big deal to you. Links. I'll have a link to the website, the Reddit, Twitter. I recommend, again, the YouTube. The forum's very helpful. You could click on the Discord to get an invite. And look at the GitHub. You can download the wallets. I always recommend downloading a wallet if they have one available. ZenCash has a few different wallets, so worth looking at. And again, I hope you find this information helpful. The idea here is to hopefully take some of this information, decide, all right, I might want to buy this, then do your own research on it. You know, this video is just meant to be kind of a 15-20 minute video to talk about some of the main things that people have discussed with the crypto. Not to tell you should buy it. Maybe you don't want to buy it, but if you're interested in it and you want to learn more, I'm hoping that the information I provided can help you decide whether you want to go further and research it yourself. So anyway, this is Rob, and I'm with Crypto Research. If you like this, if you want to see more videos like this, I just started this channel not that long ago. I plan to do more research videos in the future. There's an awful lot of crypto. I'm gonna try to pick coins that obviously I like, but I've taken the time to already research, and I'm hoping that I could help you because these things take hours and hours to figure out, to research. So anyway, until next time, I'm out.